Hello! Today we would like to share with you how to use the Pictello app. Pictello is an app that allows you to build stories which students can share with their family and friends. We want to talk to you about how to use this app from an inclusive lens. Stories that you build in Pictello should always be focused on a student's experiences and their interests. So in the example we're about to show you, we had a student who loved Justin Trudeau. We pulled pictures from the internet and pictures of his daily life and built a story that we're about to share. Let's look at how we built Working Like Justin Trudeau.
First, we're going to open up the app. Now, I'm going to go and hit the plus button to add a story. There's two options, wizard mode or expert mode. We're going to select wizard mode. Now it's asking, what is the title of my story? So I'm going to input Working Like Justin Trudeau. Now I tap on next, and now it's asking me to choose a cover picture. So I click choose picture, and it's got two options, choose from photo library or take a photo. Now I forgot to get a photo of Justin Trudeau, so I'm gonna go back to the internet and search for a picture of Justin Trudeau. So I'm going to take this picture and hold it and click Add to Photos. Now I go back to Pictello and I'm going to choose from Photo Library. In my recent photos, there he is. And I can use my finger to adjust and make the picture bigger or smaller. That looks good. Click OK. And now I'm going to click on Next. Now I have to choose my voice. Right now, this story is going to be read with Tracy's voice, but I'm going to choose a different voice. I'm going to select Ryan. So there's the check mark. And now I have the option to change the title, add a page, or be done with the story. Let's add a page. So now I'm going to add my picture to my first page. I'm going to choose picture. I'm going to go to my photo library, and I'm going to pick a picture of my student. Now that doesn't fit very well in the frame, so let's resize it. And we're going to use that photo. Now I'm going to click Next. You can add text at the top or the bottom. We're just going to do the bottom. So I'm going to say, I work at
my desk at
school.
I
work at my desk at school. So that's going to be my sentence, and it describes my picture. And now my text is with Ryan's voice. So now you see I have change title, add a page, or edit the page, or done with story. But I want to add another page. I'm going to choose my picture from photo library, resize my photo, click Next. Okay, so now I've added my text to my second picture. I still want Ryan's voice. And now I'm going to, for the interest of our example, be done with my story. And so here's where all your stories will appear. And I'm going to click on this for us to look.
Working like Justin Trudeau. I work at my desk at school. Just like Justin Trudeau works at his desk.
And then we're done.
YouTube or the Pictello website can give you further step-by-step instructions on how to build stories. Our focus at Inclusion Outreach is on how to make the stories motivating, interesting, and inclusive for our students. Let's take a look now at some tips on how to build stories and some ideas for inclusion.
Students respond best to things that are interesting to them. So when you build stories, try to build them based on the students' interests and experiences. For example, writing a story about the student's recent trip to Hawaii. Try to match the style of book that the student likes and that is age appropriate. For example, a grade 1 student who loves the story What Do People Do All Day could build a story around what their favorite pet did all day, using the same style and format. You can build many types of stories, like project presentations, steps in an activity, like how to make a smoothie, books on classroom themes, like All About Volcanoes, All About Me stories, or stories that summarize a student's recent learning. Our goal is always to be as inclusive as possible. Here are some ideas how to use Pictello stories in the school environment. Students could give instructions to their peers, like how to sew a pencil case in textiles class. They could share the story of what they did with their family on the weekend at circle time. And of course, Pictello can be used to share stories and interests with other members of the school community. In our Trudeau example at the beginning of this video, our student was so excited to share all about how he and Trudeau were the same, not just with his classmates, but also the school principal.